Hi, it is just a few days before Christmas, and I thought I would pop on here and just have a little Susan ramble about the year behind us and the year ahead of us. Because it has been, okay, quite a year, right? But I'm excited. I'm excited about the coming year, and I'm actually excited about using a little bit of creative hindsight to look back and say, what did I do? Where did I go emotionally? Because, I don't leave the house much. What did I learn? And where am I going next? And I think creative hindsight is super, super important. It's the way we realize, we go through the year and we struggle, whether it is with a piece of art, with this piece of life, with it's a bump in the road, or just, something like the dog got out and it took us 3 days to catch him. Not that that has happened with Tally. But you need to look back in order to see how far you've come. Because if you don't look back, you might think, well, I did a couple blocks. And you look back and you realize, oh, I did a couple miles or a couple 100 miles. You don't know. But you also maybe, if you're anything like me, aren't the best judge of how far you've come and what you've accomplished. I know that's always kind of a struggle for me. But this year I thought, okay, let me look back. And I didn't grab a calendar to say what have you, but just kind of thinking at the beginning of the year, I was really starting to work on wildscapes, selling a few small pieces, continuing to try and figure out texture because, for me, I'm looking around to see if I have anything and I don't. It's texture. It's art you can reach out and touch. And that's what got me really excited. And of course, some of you may know, if you've been following me for a little bit, I got invited mid-year to send some of my wildscapes to an exhibition in Hudson, New York at the Pamela Salisbury Gallery. And that was, I think, a big turning point that I need to mark in my mental calendar. Not because I sent work and everything sold, because nothing sold. The work is on its way back to me now. I should have it here probably tomorrow or Monday. And that's fine. I sent 7 pieces. They looked at them. They kept 4 pieces and sent the rest back. And those 4 pieces were in the exhibition. And that was up for like 5 or 6 months. I really didn't get any feedback from people, except there was one gal on Instagram who told me that she took a drive to Hudson, New York, just so she could see my work in person. That right there, man, that was a huge gift to me. And she said they were even better than the pictures. And that just really... And so some people might say, well, you sent them there and you didn't get a lot of feedback and you didn't sell anything. Doesn't it make you sad? No, because the fact that that gallery owner saw pictures of my wildscapes on Instagram, contacted me, and asked me to push outside of my comfort zone. When I look back at that, it was like around May. I don't remember exactly because I know that our last dog, Zoe, was ailing. And then we lost her and we brought Tally home while I was still trying to get these things done in time to get them to the exhibition. It was a turning point for me. It made me kind of stand up a little straighter, think of myself as an artist, not someone who makes stuff that people sometimes buy. And there's nothing wrong with either one of those labels. And maybe we shouldn't label ourselves, but I do. I've always put labels or sought labels. And so the fact that she thought that much of me helped me maybe think of myself. And she said something to me. She said, you might have to think about how you present yourself to the world. And so it started a little bit of a mental shift. I did an overhaul on my website, and I just recently did another one. I kind of decided to narrow my focus rather than trying to be all the things to all the people. I'm narrowing my focus right now to concentrate on the wildscapes, and then texturescapes are coming and seascapes are coming. But they're right now just kind of ideas in my head. But it just, if I look back at this year, it has to be that it was a year of growth. And it was a year of joy because, gosh, I love what I'm doing. I absolutely love getting up in the morning and stitching, because I absolutely love what I'm doing every day. And even though my body, okay, if I got to take a look back at the year, I've got to also acknowledge that my body is not my best friend right now. I have got a lot of issues happening in my back and in my neck, my shoulders, my knees, the rosacea stuff on my face, but the pain. And, I know a lot of people that deal with chronic pain, live with chronic pain. My son has muscular dystrophy and he lives with chronic pain. So I always feel bad when I'm claiming my pain, but it did kind of wake me up. So if I look back at this year and say, okay, at the beginning of the year, you weren't doing much. I was actually hobbling around the house, leaning on furniture in order to, walk from my chair to the bathroom. I got some injections in my knee. I went to some PT, and I can't do, a mile walk with my dog, but I can walk with my dog down to the mailboxes or down to the lower driveway. So that's an improvement. If I look back at the year and I say, my body is trying to take advantage of me and tell me just to park it in a chair and do nothing. And I can say, that's not going to happen. I might have to take more breaks. One of the things that my PT guy has told me is that I need to build my endurance for standing, for sitting, for using my right hand to do my stitch. And so everything needs to be in small chunks. And I've got timers set all over the house so that I can set them and then get up and move. It's a ramble. And health is something, especially as we age. You guys know I'm getting up there. In my head, at least, I'm still a kid, but I'm 66, which doesn't mean I'm old, but it means my body has been through 66 circles around the sun, and sometimes that takes its toll on us. Okay, but back to art. Creative hindsight to me means looking back and saying, hey, I hit this problem. Okay, my body not wanting to cooperate, not knowing how to do a particular stitch, not being able to sketch out a pattern. I hit these problems. I didn't let them stop me. I let them encourage me to grow a little bit more. And that's kind of what I want to do in 2025. I want to say that I'm going to make some big wildscapes. Okay, at least one. I have one big one planned. I've got some small things planned that will be, I hope, very striking. I have some playful ideas planned. Now, I might not get to all of them. Maybe I only work on the big one all year, but that's okay. I think it's the idea of generating these ideas and these plans that gets me like all fired up and gets all the emotional energy that I need fired up in order to step outside of my comfort zone. I was talking with a friend today and a couple thoughts came to mind. One was how easy it is to always want to follow the rules and stay in our little comfort circle. But if we keep doing, of course, what we've always been doing, we're going to keep getting what we've always been getting. And we have to think about what it is that we want to get. If it's different, for me, this next year, I want to apply to more art shows. I want to apply to more publications. And that means leveling up my art. It means creating art that's going to have an impact if it's on a wall in a show. And so I need to step out of my comfort zone. I can't keep doing what I've always been doing. The other thing is thinking about sharing your gift. I don't know what your gift is to give to the world, but I think mine might be reminding you that you have a gift to share with the world. It might be that you're a good listener. It might be that you're a good speaker and you can share encouraging words with others. It might be that your art speaks to my heart or somebody else's heart in a way that they need it. It might be that the music you create brings me to tears or makes me laugh. A dance that you create or that you perform moves people in a way that they need to be moved. We all have gifts, and maybe they're not creative. Maybe you are one of those awesome parents, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, friends. But we all have a gift. And if my gift can be to encourage you, it's to share your gift with the world. That's what you're here for. Do not waste your life about worrying what other people are going to think about you sharing your gift. Because I tell you, I've spent way too many years wasting time worrying about what if it doesn't turn out right? What if it's ugly? What if people laugh? But you know what? What if they don't? What if it turns out absolutely amazing? What if it moves somebody to go do something creative themselves? What if a miracle happens and you start to believe in yourself? And I shouldn't say that as a miracle, because we should all believe in ourselves, but it's not easy, at least not for me. Maybe it is for you. I hope it is for you. I hope it's easier for you than it is for me. Surround yourself with people that believe in you and your creative work. And this is probably the ramblingest Susan Ramble that I've done for quite a while. I could have written a script, but I didn't. I could have made some bullet points, but I didn't. Because all I wanted to say is, if you've ever watched one of my videos, bought a piece of my art, commented on one of my posts, thank you. And if you're one of those secret squirrels in the background that's lurking, that's okay too. Our world online is immense. Every week when I do my live streams and I think, why am I still here? Why am I doing this? How am I serving people? And then we have this gathering of people from not only all over the United States, which is where I am, but we have people coming in from South Africa, from England, from Australia, from New Zealand, Scotland, I'm trying to remember Turkey. We have people coming in from all over the world to gather just because they want to tie into that energy that we get when we're all there together. Our lives are always going to be too short for all that we might be able to accomplish. And so my goal for 2025, I don't pick a word for the year, but my goal for the year is to be a mighty Susan, to be the best mighty Susan I can be in 2025. I don't know what that looks like yet, and that's okay. But I am going to get up in the morning excited to go to work, excited to come into the studio, excited to play with my materials, excited to pick up a needle and thread or turn on the camera. And I'm looking at the camera now and I'm realizing it's slightly crooked. I may be able to fix it. Maybe I won't. Maybe it's just that my outlook on life is slightly crooked, and that's okay too. If you celebrate the holidays, I wish you a happy holiday. And if you don't, I wish you a happy day. It doesn't matter if we all believe in the same things. What matters is that we are kind to one another and that we go out there and we share that kindness in the world in a way that is authentically us. That's the best I can hope, is to come out here and share a little bit of me with all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of my online world, wherever you are, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky. I don't know where they all are anymore, but thank you, because you give me connection to creativity that I can tap into just by sharing the energy. And I am ever so grateful for that.